Hey, all, this is a sad day, but yet a good day. It's a fun day. This is our last top 5 list.
Oh,
Trent. And I love these lists. You know, we work all year. And, you know, we do a lot of videos and we taste a lot of whiskey. You know, it's hard. It's hard to be us sometimes. It really is. I mean, you know.
He does have to deal with me, so yeah, it is a little bit tough at times. I will agree.
Yeah, so, you know, it's, you know, little pros and cons here, but I love these lists. They're top 5 stuff. I get excited about it. Once again, I'll let you know, when we did our allocated and non-allocated bourbon list, we had help. Not only did Trent and I taste, but Michelle tasted, my brother Kent, and my good friend Justin. So between the 5 of us, right, we had a scoring system, and, you know, the way it all ended up with the scoring and everything else, we got our top 5. So yeah. If you don't quite agree, it's not quite our fault.
Never my fault. Let us know in the comments if you agree with our choices. Number 1 is... Stick around. It's a good one.
Yeah. Let's just say this. You're not going to believe what number 1 is.
No.
You won't even try to guess. Put it in the comments as we're going. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. If one of you gets it, I'd be shocked. There's no prize because we can't, you know, we really can't fact check that.
Yeah.
But try to get it because it's going to be out there. It's going to be wild. Don't forget the live stream this Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Grammy's in the house. That's all I can say.
We were at a little Christmas shindig yesterday. She smelled the whiskey, which I don't think she's ever done in her life. They were kind of prepping her, getting her ready for the live stream on Friday. What?
Kent did.
Kent what?
I didn't have the you know what's to do that. Kent did all that.
Yeah, I think Mom got pictures or Michelle got pictures. We'll share them.
Kent was bringing out whiskey and she was smelling it and she's like, "Oh, I really don't smell that bad." And I said, "Good. Well, we'll pour you some up and run the camera." I ain't doing that. Not doing that.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get her. Maybe she'll do it back here.
I don't know. It's gonna be hard to say, but anyways, it'll be epic. That's a fact. So this Friday night, 8 p.m. Don't miss it. All right, buddy. You ready to get into this list?
Yes, we forgot something because it's not on the counter. Hold on.
Uh-oh. What did we forget? What did I forget? Oh, yeah, we did. Special mention. I got all the bottles out, but I forgot our special mention. Go ahead with that.
Special mention. Elijah Craig, C923. It didn't make top 5 quite.
I know. Don't be smacking us around already. I know. And this was all 5 of us.
It was.
You know, and I'm surprised. I really am.
I am. It was really close.
Right there.
With last place, but it just didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
It's still very good if you're able to get your hands on one. Mm-hmm. Definitely pick it up.
Yeah, one of the best releases they've had in a decent amount of time. That's for sure.
It beat your favorites, B520, C919. So it's probably the best that they've done, minus like the old pirate bottles and the hazmats and stuff. I've been trying to find one, but
have you been trying?
Yep.
Yeah,
coming up empty-handed.
Thank you for remembering that because I forgot to put it up here because, we definitely need to mention that. All right, number 1 on our list, which is actually number 5. So the first one I'm going to bring out in 5th place, shocking as it is, 13th Colony, Double Oaked.
Now, there's a little bit of a story behind this. I was fortunate enough to get last year's from one of our patrons.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of 13th Colony at the time. And I got it was either a DM on Discord or Patreon or an email or something, and they said, "Hey, there's this new Double Oak from this up-and-coming distillery." Yeah. I bought some. I think the guy bought it for like Whiskey Row and Dave from Whiskey Row and Bourbon Junkies, a couple other folks.
Okay.
And he sent us one. So I have batch 1.
Nice.
And it blew my socks off.
Isn't it before it all
Oh, yeah.
Went crazy?
Yeah, I think...
Blew up?
I think once some folks in the Whiskey Tube community started doing a couple reviews on these, that's when the steam kind of got picked up and everybody realized, like, holy smokes, this is delicious. I was trying to get batch 2 because he didn't have one at the time, and I was on Sealbox, I was on Bourbon Outfitters, and it sold out in less than 30 seconds. Yeah. Like, it went quicker than Birthday Bourbon and a couple other releases.
I can only imagine. We got very lucky with this. We've only had this in the house probably, a month?
Yeah.
Maybe.
We didn't get it from those sites.
No. Just out of nowhere, my good friend Troy, who's also a patron in our community, reached out to me and said, "Hey, I don't know how it happened, but somehow I got lucky and I got 2. Would you like to do a trade? All I really want is a couple of your barrel picks." And we were happy to do that, and that worked for him, and it worked for us as well. And that's the only reason that we have it here. It's the only reason it made it in the top 5 because we couldn't get it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Troy, for helping us out with that. One thing I want to mention with this, Trenton, you ready for this?
I don't know.
I just saw it when we were getting ready for the show. This one here, Trenton, is 136.8 proof, so it's a little bit hot.
It doesn't drink like that, though.
No, it doesn't. But the proof is up there. You ready for this? Is their tasting notes.
Okay.
Right on the label, right? Notes of maple smoked bacon, cream soda, orange blossom, toffee blend with maple drizzled pancakes. Dry aged beef peppercorn.
What?
Once I read maple smoked bacon and dry aged beef, it's over. It's a done deal. It's just a done deal. This one here, Trenton, is aged, of course, in charred new oak barrels, but this one here in particular is finished in toasted maple wood barrels.
I love that.
Yeah. So, hey, when there's a tasty note out there of dry aged beef, I'm all over it.
Start putting that on labels, and he might end up buying one. Who knows?
That's a fact.
And I do
That's
get
a fact.
I do get the orange in it. My palate's a little bit more sensitive to orange. I don't usually like orange, but I didn't get a cream soda before you said it. Now I taste it. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, maybe, huh?
Yeah, crazy.
All right, next one, fourth on our list. And this one came out of nowhere, too.
Yeah.
This is from Augusta Distillery. This is Buckner's 13 year. Now, I honestly this is probably 6 months here? Probably?
Yeah, we were on a
like
pick somewhere, and we stopped in the store, and there it was.
There it was. But the only reason I even recognized it is because I had just started reading a little bit about it and seeing some posts on social media.
God. Yeah.
Don't tell me that's You're not going to start the gnat thing all over again, are you?
No, I was cutting up some jalapenos, and I didn't wash my hands afterwards, and I think I got some jalapeno juice in my eyeball. That stings, man.
That's rough. I've done that.
Stings. Anyways.
I've done that myself. So when I saw it on the shelf, Trenton, I took a flyer on it. I think it was a couple $100, if I'm not mistaken.
$199, something
like $199. It was MSRP. That is MSRP, from my memory. But I'm super glad that I picked it up. It is just jam-packed with exotic baking spices. I mean, it's loaded to the gills with exotic baking spices. Amazing.
And we did agree on these. Our orders maybe weren't exactly the same. But for this one, for this one, like tasting it again a couple weeks later or a week later or so since we did the tasting, I get like a meat, like a peppercorn type of thing. Like it's a peppery pour, to put it that way. It's different.
It is. There's not a lot of caramel sweetness.
Nope.
Toffee sweetness.
Nope.
Really none of that, really, honestly. It is rich. There might be some molasses in there, giving it a touch of sweetness. But for the most part, it's really all those baking spices, and there's a ton of them in there. A whole bunch. And it's a little peppery, too.
This is like exudes. Does that mean like shook? I don't know. This is like jerky type peppery. Like I get a peppered Jack Link stuff, and it kind of reminds me of that. It's not necessarily meaty, but it's peppery. I like it.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I was a little bit on the fence when you first opened it. I was like, I don't know about this one.
Glad I got it. What you got? Number 3 in our allocated bourbon list.
And I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna place a little bit higher because for me it was lights out.
Yep.
Michter's 10.
Yeah. The very best Michter's 10-year bourbon I personally have ever tasted.
Oh yeah, me too.
Personally. I mean, I know there's some folks that's been in bourbon quite some time, longer than myself. But for me, I told Trenton, believe this or not, excuse me, I told Trenton, he texted me, he said, here, he's got some, you want me to get you one? I'm going to get one. And I think there's, half a bottle up there from a previous.
2019.
So I was like, you got one, I'll have a taste of it.
Yeah.
I was scrambling with Harry to get one after. I mean, I couldn't believe how good it was. I mean, I'm glad Harry was able to pull some strings and work it out for me, or else I wouldn't even have got one. It's fantastic. And I love it that it's a lower proof.
Yeah, what, 94?
Lower proof, 94.4?
94.4?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, shocker, once in a while. Ooh, only once in a while. How much did that cost? Because I know you were involved in the purchasing. You remember?
I want to say it was either $129 or $149.
So they're staying roughly in the ballpark of where they've usually been?
These are usually ballpark like Discovery X series, whatever the Discoveries is. These usually kind of land within a $10 price difference.
So they haven't surged per se.
No.
So that's great. That's great. This year's killer. Hey, that one there, Trenton. I'm going to take a sip of it because I haven't yet. In my memory, it is full of beautiful caramel, toffee, luscious notes.
It's got such a creamy, velvety mouthfeel. It's like really concentrated type. Like if you were to proof down a George T. Stagg, like last year's George T. Stagg in particular, because it was like figgy, it was delicious. If you were to proof down that George T. Stagg to this proof, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a similar vibe or whatever.
Yeah,
because it's such a dense. I don't know.
On my sip there too, I really like the oak note that's in there as well.
It's really well balanced. The proof point's great. I'm surprised at how much flavor profile, or like how much flavor and depth you get to a pour that's 94 proof. You don't get that too often.
Not too often, but that one has it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. This one may surprise most folks too. This is something that I personally and my brother has personally waited for since I think I saw Fred Minnick was the one that I saw mentioned that it was going to be coming out this year. This is the cellar aged from Maker's Mark. I think it was 12 year, right, Trenton?
It's a blend of 10 or 11 and 12 year, I believe.
Blend of 11 and 12s?
Yeah. 13% 11 year, 87% 12 year.
Yeah.
And 115.7 proof.
Yep. I was just getting my glasses on to check that.
Do we get you LASIK or something?
No. It's just called, you get 60 years old and you're going to need some reading specs once in a while. That's just the way it goes.
I need the everything specs.
I get a beautiful dried cherry note on the nose. It's like, in the aromas, it's almost like, to me, it's classic Maker's Mark. Classic, crisp Maker's Mark.
And I don't think I wasn't nearly as excited for this release as you and Kent are, being really big Makers fans. But since the Makers started to really show, or make its presence known in blinds that we've done the last couple times we've done blinds, the 101, the 46, the 46 cast strength, those all come up like number one for us pretty much these last couple times. Yeah. So now that that's the case,
Trent, man, to me, this particular bottle compared to what we have up here so far on the bar top, lighter, crisper.
Yeah.
It's got more of a lighter palate notes, some light caramel in there. There's some walnuts or something in there. I'm getting a little bit of walnut. The dried cherry comes through beautifully on the palate. It's wonderful. It's complex yet simple.
Yeah, I wish I had one.
Yeah, I mean, that's weird to even say that.
Yeah.
It is. You don't get one?
No, I get this is yours, dude. So
wow.
It's so different between the Makers because the Makers is really like concentrated flavor, whereas the Makers it's the flavor's still there, but it's more like Febreze. It's like crisp, it's airy, it's light, but still like packs a nice punch.
It does. Love it. And I'm glad it made it to the top 5 and even to second place. Now, Trenton is going to bring out the number 1 2023 allocated bourbons. Number 1.
And I don't think we talked about this at all this year.
I don't think so. Well, and it's on the allocated list for that reason.
You ready? Still Austin. Oated bourbon.
Yeah. Still Austin oated bourbon, and tell them the reason why it's in the allocated list.
So the Still Austin, this is a straight oated bourbon. It was a distillery only release earlier this year. So we have a couple good friends, Paul and Ben and Brandon, live in the area around Still Austin, and they messaged me like, "Hey, this just came out. Would you like one? I can pick one up at the distillery for you." And I was kind of hesitant at first because I was like, oated bourbon, like what is that? So I ended up picking one up and I gave it to you, and we opened it, and we about fell on the floor. And
it is probably. I'm pausing just to think for a minute, but it has to be the most unique bourbon that I've tasted all year.
Oh, without a doubt.
Legitimately. It is 100% for me. Now, Trenton might come up with some stuff. You know how he is. He's like the mad scientist of tasting notes. But for me, It is legit hot oatmeal raisin cookie coming right out of the oven. That's what it tastes like to me.
We were in Indianapolis.
Amazing. It's amazing.
We dropped off the check at Riley Children's Hospital that we did for the fundraiser in October, and it was, I don't know, we were doing dinner. It was like probably 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I usually eat pretty late. I was like, oh, it's time for dessert. So I was Googling like cookies near me that deliver. Insomnia Cookies came up, and they had this oatmeal chocolate chip walnut cookie. And I ordered 8 of them.
He ordered a ton of them.
It was like $70 of delivered cookies, but it was worth it. It reminds me a lot of this. It's got like some really nice oatmeal, really nice cinnamon. It's
cinnamon. Yes,
and I mean,
for sure.
The mash bill is 58% white corn, 35% naked oats, and 7% wildfire malted barley. So it's a unique mash bill, and it's unique flavor. Like, I love everything about it.
Yeah, and you know what? Trenton and I were just there with the family. I don't know, a couple months ago in Texas?
Still awesome. Yeah.
And I really thought, I've got a way with, my communication skills with folks are usually pretty good. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I really thought I would sweet talk my way into another bottle because, as you can see, that's it. That's all I got.
It's a sad day.
And who was helping us? What was his name?
Christian.
Immediately gave me the flat out, ain't going to happen.
He's like, we don't have any more.
And none left. I mean, I said, come on, Christian, there's got to be one in the vault somewhere, man. You guys got to have one in somebody's desk drawer. You got to have something somewhere. Absolutely not. I didn't even get this far with it.
And he doesn't. None. He usually doesn't do that kind of thing. I've never seen him ask for a bottle like that.
No.
We were fortunate enough after our barrel pick at Still Austin, the CEO came out. We were talking with Christian, and we were saying how much we love the oated bourbon.
Yeah.
And we were like, you need to do a batch too.
Yes.
Because I think it would fly off the shelf. We would love to do a barrel pick. It was still of an oated bourbon. But I don't know if they're going to do that again. I really think they should. If you've been fortunate enough to taste one or have the opportunity to taste one or buy one.
Yeah.
100% recommended.
It was amazing. And again, keep in mind, this was 5 of us tasting, and all of us concurred that was number 1. I think it was number 1 on all of our lists.
It was. Yeah.
And that's saying something for Kent not to have this one in number 1.
Yeah.
Really saying something.
Yeah. It was just absolutely phenomenal. Great job to Still Austin. Great job to
kudos
everybody.
Kudos to Still Austin on a fantastic release there. It floored us, that's for sure. Yeah. Love it that Maker's Mark finally came out with an aged bourbon.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It did not disappoint. The best Michter's 10 that I've ever tasted this year. This Buckner's 13 came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was very pleasantly surprised. And my very first 13th Colony Double Oaked.
Well, there you go.
What a great list and a great year. Good job to you, buddy.
Yeah, you as well. Let us know what you think of the lineup here.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got for you today. That was lots of fun. Hope you've enjoyed all of our lists. Once again, we will be blind tasting the number 1s of each one of our lists, plus a secret bottle that our patrons are going to vote in to give us our 5 for the blind tasting for the live stream this Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.